Today is December 6th, I'm pretty sure. 2023, it's a Wednesday. It's about 11:25 in the morning, and this is the Morning Muse. So, kind of testing the microphone here on the, what is this? This is an iPhone 13, I think. So I've noticed that I've done some dopey episodes where I had AirPods in that were not doing anything. I don't understand why. I've clicked. So there's an anachronism right there. I've navigated the user interface of this device that's in my hand here, trying to simply trying to get the microphones in the AirPods to feed the audio track in the file that is being produced by whatever components, I'll say, of the recording mechanism that are capturing this right now. And I've been unsuccessful. So it's not intuitive enough, we say. Or I'm just really dumb, which could be the case. Anyway, that's not really what I wanted to talk about here. What I wanted to really talk about was suffering. So I've learned from a dear fellow about the word suffer. So it always had a kind of a negative valence, and I suppose it still has a negative valence, but the sophistication of the understanding of the meaning of that word has gotten, well, it's become a lot more sophisticated over the course of the last probably 4 or 5 years now. I can't remember for sure roughly when he said that, but it's been some years ago. I'm pretty sure I heard him say, to suffer means to undergo. To undergo. Well, that in and of itself sounds neutral to me. You're just going to go under. So, for example, there's a bridge right here. I could go under it, which, in terms of depth of meaning, I notice that trolls tend to live under bridges in the fairy tales I've been told. I'm not under the bridge, folks. Just on the edge. So technically, not a troll. Anyway, so I've been playing around with the cold exposure, the cold water immersion for a couple of years now, and it's been a very gradual process. And this morning, it's been so lovely because I've been able to just go in my backyard here in this gorgeous piece of the planet where the water just runs off of the hills. I remember my dad told me a story once about a fellow coming from some arid region of the planet and coming to a waterfall somewhere, and I don't remember where, it doesn't really matter, but it was the first time that he ever saw a waterfall in his whole life. And the tour guides were saying he was standing there and he wouldn't leave, and they were like, what are you waiting for? What do you want to do here? And he's like, I'm waiting for it to stop. And they're like, no, it doesn't stop. Anyway, the utter abundance here in the place that I've come to know as Forster Woods here in the upper Snoqualmie Valley. So I'm out scouting this morning, and I noticed that there's this, so back to the creek in the backyard. It's hard to stay in one place now. When I put the body in it, there's been enough rainfall in the last week to make it difficult for me to stay in the little hole that I had dug in the bottom of the creek bed. I mean, the hole is basically filled in now by gravel, and I've noticed as I'm in there, there's, softball and bigger rocks just being blown right down past me, bouncing into me in the current. So I'm looking for better spots, and there's this spot right here. It's got a nice sandy bottom, and there's a log in the creek bed there, and I kind of think that this might be where it's a little bit easier to undergo that particular practice. So let's see, what else is there to muse about this morning? Oh, there was a jay. I noticed a jay. A Stellar's jay is what I know them as. Offered me a little gift on the way here this morning. It was quite remarkable. And no, I'm not talking about shit. The bird did not shit on me as I walked by. I've had that happen in some pretty comical circumstances. I was getting into a running aircraft. No, maybe it wasn't running yet. It was a float plane, and I was walking out onto the float on one side to get in. And seagull just dropped one right on me. So, but that's not what happened with the jay this morning. He knocked a little piece of something off the branch that he was on, and I took that as a gift. So we'll discover the meaning of that probably later, I suppose, but it's noted, and it's noted in context. As always, I really appreciate your attention.